a beautiful smooth blowout. We love them. We know our guests love them. I'm sure that you have guests that pick a particular day to come in and have their hair styled so that they leave with that bouncy, smooth end result. But what if you had a way to offer them the opportunity to extend that at home? This is where the new Neuro comes into play. This is the new smoothing brush from Paul Mitchell, and I am so excited to share with you today how I enjoy using it, how I enjoy coaching my guests into having this tool to be something that they can extend their blowout at home. This smoothing brush makes it so simple and quick to be able to get a smooth, sleek end result. I love that the Neuro really helps smooth out the strand, but leaving it full of light. And what better way to show you the end results than to do a real live blowout refresh. So today, I'm gonna show you on myself how I got to this smooth result from this. Okay, I know you're going to love the Neuro and I'm sure that it's going to build value into your blowout services and increase those take-home dollars. Let's get into it. All right, I'm excited to get side number 2 done here. I thought about starting out the video with a half and half, but wasn't sure if you'd trust someone who sort of looks like the love child between Hagrid and Chewbacca. But we're gonna get into this right now. Again, I've just simply parted my hair off in 2 sections. This is gonna be super quick and easy for your guests to go through. The Paul Mitchell Neuro Sleek brush is such a beautiful tool because it's gonna take a lot of the intimidation out of this process and really create an easy way for a refresh. So I'm just gonna start out by sectioning off all of my hair from the ear down. So basically just the nape section. Now this will really depend on the density of the hair that your guest has, so you can coach them on how big of sections you think that they'll need to take. If we make sure to pass along some of the knowledge we have as professional stylists with our guests, it really makes utilizing a new tool at home much easier. So again, make sure that you just share some of these things with your guests. You never know what they might not know. So don't take anything for granted. So first I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna make sure to brush out any tangles, any snarls that I may have, because we really want to make sure when we pass through with the Neuro we don't want to have any tangles in the hair. We want to make sure that that section is very smooth to start with. So I'm going to go through with the Paul Mitchell Neuro Protect. This spray is going to help us, of course, get heat protection from the heat control technology, but it also provides a beautiful slip and slide to help reduce friction on the hair, which means less damage. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this on my sections. One of the things that you want to be making sure that you're sharing as a professional stylist with your guest that's taking home the Neuro is the recommendation of the heat setting that you think is best for their hair fabric. So we do have 5 heat settings here. I'm going to be styling mine on heat setting 3. Now that's because I am really doing a refresh. My hair has already been fairly smoothed out. I do have coarse, naturally wavy hair, and I'm just looking for a retouch, if you will. So I always like to recommend that if someone is going through and doing a restyle, that they bump down 1 heat setting from where they would normally be. Normally I would use heat setting 4 because my hair is so coarse and a little unruly. So I'm going to be going through with heat setting 3 today. Now, like I mentioned, my wavy hair gets a little unruly, and especially underneath in my nape area, just from getting warm when I'm sleeping or throughout a couple days of heat and humidity, I tend to get some reversion of my wave right through here. So I really want to make sure to address that section. So in the nape, what I'm really looking to get at is right through here. So for me, I will come through from the front and really push in to that nape area where I get a little bit of that wave popping back through. And you can see I'm just taking smooth, even passes, and it's really gliding through beautifully because of the Neuro Protect. So I'm just gonna come through here one more time. And you can see I don't give up on those ends. You wanna make sure that you're coaching your guest to go through and really pay attention to those ends where they might need some smoothness. So now I'm going to take down my next section. So that was really the entire nape done in 1 section. If you have a guest that has more density, they might need to take it in 2. Okay, now we have our second segment. For me, this is going to be around at the parietal ridge. I don't have a ton of density right here. Once I get up through the top, I'm probably going to take a bit smaller sections. But as far as width, I want to make sure that these sections are no wider than the width of the brush. Luckily, this brush is really quite wide, so we're going to be able to go through in 2 sections here. Now, one of the things that I love about the Neuro is the amount of tension that it provides as you pass your sections through the brush. I'll be honest, I was a little bit skeptical because I feel like one of the main things that gets hair smooth is tension, right? We need that little bit of a press in the hair to really get a smooth section. But these beautiful bristles really do that. So you get a nice amount of tension, but because they are ceramic coated, again, you're gonna be reducing that friction and getting a nice even heat distribution. And now again, we're at a hairline section, so if I feel I'm seeing any wave right at the hairline, I can go ahead and do a pass underneath. That's gonna help build a little body, but it's really gonna help me get in nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do to get a little bit of a swept back look is come in these sections from behind, and that's how I'm going to pull out. But you can see I get this beautiful amount of tension, and I'm still making sure to carry through the ends. And then for a little bit of extra wave, I'm just gonna twist this section and let it cool in that slight twist. So nothing major, just a little bit of a tuck away from the face, and that gives us a little bit more movement because it's gonna cool in that slight twist. And again, once I've sprayed my segment with my Neuro Protect spray, I'm just going to go ahead and section this off, and we'll run through with the brush again. You can see how quick and easy this is, and I think that that's why this is a great option to offer your guests to be able to really extend their blowout at home. And let your guests know that slow, smooth passes are the way to get the best result from this tool. The beautiful premium heaters that the NeuroSleek has really provides that even heat distribution, and the SmartSense microchip is going to provide consistent heat for fast styling. All right, working on my last section here. Honestly, in real time, I think that doing my entire head would take less than 10 minutes for sure, which is amazing to be able to offer your guests a tool that will get them out the door really quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and let these little twisted sections cool, and I'll run my fingers through. I'll be right back. What a difference the NeuroSleek can make. I think you'll have to agree, my hair looks much more polished, much shinier. That is in part due to the negative ions that this tool produces, and it really just helped make my hair look much more reflective. A dose of the Neuro Protect, like I said, adds a great shine as well. I did also go through with one more polishing powerhouse, and that is Paul Mitchell's Gloss Drops. This is a must-have for me. Gloss Drops is just the secret sauce for my coarse, color-treated hair. It just helps add an extra dose of gloss and shine. So you can see here, I still have a lot of life to my hair. It's not flat, but it is much more smooth. And I think that that's really where the NeuroSleek shines. It's going to help give you polish and really give you a much more shiny, smooth surface, but not a flat one. And so that's really a great way for your guests to be able to extend that blowout service. So let's talk a little bit about adding a recommendation of the NeuroSleek to your blowout loving guests. Those guests that have booked an appointment on a special day for them to look fresh and bouncy, but this is the way to give them that opportunity to keep that feel going at home on day 2, day 3. So one of the things that I would recommend is making sure that you get this tool in your guests' hands when they're in the salon. Let them try the tool out. That's gonna really help build their confidence and show them just how easy the NeuroSleek is to use. It's so simple, and they won't know unless you show them and get it into their hands and let them know it's not just the stylist magic hands, right? They can do it at home themselves. I also recommend creating a short video with some tips and tricks for them. So just like some of the things that I've shared with you today, you could create a quick 1-minute video, whether it's you doing self-styling or it's you working on a mannequin. Maybe you want to throw it up on Instagram Reels. That way, when your guest leaves the salon and they get home and a day or two later, they're ready to refresh their style, maybe they've forgotten a tip or a trick or two. This way they have content that they can go to and quickly get a refresher thanks to you. Now, once they've refreshed themselves on the best way to use the tool, I always recommend to my guests that they take a section and go through the motions with the tool off. I don't care if it's a smoothing iron, a curling iron, or the NeuroSleek, just going through and starting to build some of that muscle memory and confidence with the tool off. That way, if it's held in one section for too long, or they struggle, or maybe they get a little bit tangled, there's no pressure here because the tool is off, so they can really start to build some of that confidence in. I know that this beautiful brush is going to be a tool that my guests really love, and I hope that it helps build value into your blowout services. Thank you so much on behalf of John Paul Mitchell Systems. I'm Kelly Rettenberger, and I'll see you really soon.